$90,000. That is how much this Toyota costs. Now, that is a lot of money, but this is the Toyota Sequoia Capstone. Sequoia named after a giant tree. Capstone means it's the top of the line, fanciest, most luxurious trim. The Sequoia is the full-size body-on-frame SUV for Toyota, competing against other SUVs like the Ford Expedition, the Chevy Tahoe Suburban, the Nissan Armada. These are big SUVs for if you need to move a lot of people or just a lot of things. They usually have a pickup truck related sibling, but here at $90,000, we're really entering some serious luxury SUV pricing. Now, these brands usually have a luxury counterpart. So Toyota has Lexus, Nissan has Infiniti, Ford has Lincoln, and GM has Cadillac. But does the Capstone live up to the price? What is it like to spend day-to-day living with one of these things? We're gonna find out. Now, you may notice it's a bit dirty already. That's because I've already been driving it, and I can already say this thing is quite a tank. So what's under the hood? Well, no more V8. Instead, we have a twin-turbo V6 hybrid powertrain that Toyota calls iForce Max. It is shared with the Tundra. I just spent a week with a Tundra TRD Pro that has the exact same powertrain here, including the TRD Performance package, where you see the double air intakes under the hood, which do make some fun noises. In terms of power output, this is 437 horsepower and 583 pound-feet of torque. That is a rather impressive torque number. That has to be best in class, beating the EcoBoost V6 and the Expedition, beating the V8s and the Chevys. That's an impressive torque number, but this is not hybridization for fuel economy, for efficiency. This is hybridization for performance, for that torque number, for towing. Towing specifically, this Capstone here is rated at like 8,980 pounds. There are some configurations of the Sequoia that are like in the 9,500 pound range. I think the difference there has to do with like the weight and some other things, but call it 9,000 and nearly 10,000 pounds of towing, which is pretty good as you expect in a big body on frame SUV truck like this. And again, this powertrain is not a hybrid for fuel economy numbers. There's no rated pure electric range. It's not a plug-in hybrid. You don't even really have control over when it's in electric mode or gas hybrid mode. It just kind of turns on and off depending on how you're driving. And you're really not going to get that great of fuel economy. It is still a very big, heavy, body-on-frame, full-size SUV here. I did notice some fun little Easter eggs under the hood. There is a little Michigan, the little mitten in the Upper Peninsula here with R&D, because they have a research and development center here in Michigan. And then over here we've got Texas, and it says born because it's born, built in Texas. So this thing is actually rather American. We are loading up for a road trip to Chicago this weekend with the Sequoia. Fold down the third row seats. Press and hold that for a brief second. A bunch of all-weather floor mats all over this thing. Oh, that does not go all the way flat. There is a pretty significant lip right there. Let's move this out of the way. All right. Immediately, we have a practicality test with Angel doing her makeup in the Sequoia Capstone. It's kind of bouncy.
It is bouncy, but...
So don't tweeze your eyebrows or anything. Like, I don't want you stabbing your eye out.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Looks like I just ran a marathon.
You're trying to fix a fountain, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Officially a doctor. That's why we're here celebrating.
Thank you.
And you know, the first thing we got to do is go get coffee. And the Toyota Sequoia.
Yep.
How are you liking the E92 M3?
It's actually really good.
Yeah?
We took it out for coffee earlier.
It looks nice. So Mikey has a Tundra TRD Pro.
Yep.
It's got 90,000 miles on it now.
Yeah, 90,000.
And this is essentially the SUV version of your Tundra, so.
And you have the performance.
This one has the TRD Performance package. You can tell by the little badge right here.
That's sick.
Gives it a little bit more horsepower, the same 583 pound-feet of torque, but.
You said it has the premium now. You put premium.
You have to
gas
put
in
premium
it?
fuel,
Yeah.
which we need to do because it's low on gas. All right, coffee obtained, and a Corvette decided to park in a no parking zone.
What do you think Toyota would say if you just ran it over?
I don't know if they'd be impressed or annoyed.
Any more press cars, you think?
If we had a TRD Pro, I could probably drive over that C8, but.
What if he's like coming out? He's like, hey. Watch the vet, man. Watch the vet.
It's not a park. I mean, at least you left enough space to get out. Hopefully the Subaru can get out. There you go. Not too terrible to maneuver. This is a gigantic SUV body on frame. It is essentially a truck. They don't have rear steer or anything like that, but just gotta be careful. 20.1 MPG down to 38 miles to empty. And we have to put premium in this thing. So about to empty my bank account into the Sequoia, but at least we're at Costco. Oh yeah, you have to press the button. So you get premium fuel only TRD Performance. There's a little warning sticker there. I actually have no idea how big this fuel tank is, so we'll see. 579, 580 a gallon. That's actually not as bad as I expected, $96. This thing must have a smaller fuel tank than the Tundra. That only took just under 17 gallons. So it must be a smaller tank than your Tundra.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tundra's like 30 gallons, I think. So that was $95. Which is still a lot, but not as terrible as it could have been. And now we are showing 327 miles on a full tank. It was $299 before that road trip. So it's not like it went up that much after driving slightly more efficiently, but averaging 20 mpg combined, not bad for this enormous tank. Doing a bit of outlet mall shopping this evening. Go ahead and throw the stuff back here. Nice evening. Today was actually a beautiful day. Deployable side step is nice to help get in. Sequoia. iForce Max. All right, honey, what are your thoughts on the Toyota Sequoia so far?
I like it. It's very bulky. It's a very bulky car.
Yes.
Don't you think so?
It's very massive and spacious. It's a truck, right? It's like the truck last week we had, but in SUV form.
I like it.
Thoughts so far on the road trip? Comfortable enough?
It's comfortable enough. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's good.
Good? Two thumbs
Thumbs
up. The doggos are out. That's Leo and that's Margot. They are small bears, absolutely gigantic. Gentle giant. Margot, you're a little bit of a menace though. Hi. Well, that's a bit of a problem. It's rather drizzly out and my digital rear view mirror is, I'll call it a little bit blurry because of the raindrops. The camera lens definitely is covered in moisture, so I might actually go back to the regular. We got back late last night from Chicago, like literally 3 in the morning, so I did not film much with the Sequoia because, well, I was very, very tired. This thing does make some really cool intake noises. Listen. That's fun. I hope you can hear that over the wind noise. But those TRD intakes are definitely prominent. What we're gonna do now is an outside and inside tour of the Sequoia Capstone, and then we'll take it for a POV drive and wrap up some final thoughts on what it's been like to live with this week. The truck is rather dirty because we drove to Chicago and back. It rained, long road trip, lots of bugs perished, so I apologize that it's a bit dirty. This paint under the sun is called Blueprint. It's actually really, really nice. A nice metallic-y dark blue, and then you have lots and lots of chrome accents. Hello, you can see me there in the mirror. We've got these machined wheels. Now, these are 22-inch wheels, and they actually look kind of small, right? Some SUVs in the segment now are going up to like 24-inch wheels, which is absurd, right? Those are massive wheels here, but these are 22-inch wheels with a machine kind of contrast finish. We have a kind of blingy silver chrome front grille, the big Toyota logo here, and these little hexagons. So you get different personalities depending on the trim that you're getting. Headlights actually look rather similar to the ones found on the Tundra, and then we get an iForce Max badge right here indicating it's the hybrid. Lots of chrome accenting here, the door handles all around the window trim, the roof rails up there, and then coming around back you have the big Sequoia lettering, and the thing to note here is TRD Performance. Subtle little badge on the back, just like on the Tundra TRD Pro with the TRD Performance package, but that right there, it's the intakes, exhaust, a tune, and you have to run it on premium fuel, but it wakes it up just a bit. Now back here we can press this button if you need to open just the rear glass, so that's nifty back here if you want to load stuff in, or let me go ahead and close that. And then you just press down here for the full tailgate. You do get the sequential lights. You saw that when I hit the open trunk button. We have a little, well, what do you even call this, net cargo barrier. We've got the first aid kit, and now here is where we lose out a little bit with this platform. Because of the hybrid powertrain, there's a battery pack they got to stash somewhere, and you do lose some cargo space. Now this is like a shelf back here. You see, you can fold it up right here, but regardless, this just does not have as much cargo space as some other vehicles in this segment. Just back here, you see this big step up to the third row here, which is currently folded down. Now if I want to fold it up here, let me move this, and then we can go like this, and then you get your third row up. But this one doesn't come in like a long wheelbase kind of thing. With the Expedition, you get the Max, you have the Suburban. You can get bigger versions sometimes of these SUVs. But even a third row folded up, you can still fit plenty of suitcases back here. Lots of little shelves, little inserts here. If I want to move, actually, can I do this one-handed? I'm filming with one hand, so holding the camera with one hand. Hey, yeah. Riding the struggle bus. Oh my gosh. That was shockingly difficult. But look, you can move the shelf further up. So you maybe do a divider for whatever reason you need. But the shelf here, that could be handy if you need to like set a beverage down or some food. It's a little table to eat off of. Anyways, enough time back here. Go ahead and close that. Yeah, that's pretty much the exterior. It's obviously enormous. This one does not have the adjustable air suspension, so it doesn't like lower for ease of entry. But here it is, the Sequoia Capstone. This color is nice though. This dark blue. I should go find some sunlight so I can show you the paint real quick. It sparkles, and it's also covered in dirt and just dirty from being driven in the rain. All right, you can stop beeping at me. We'll turn back to auto. This is a new interior color combination. This dark gray with this mahogany, like brown, purpley accent going down the middle with some blue and that's gold stitching. Lots of interesting colors, right? So you get a Capstone plaque back here on these seats. The seats are okay. They're not the most plush and squishy, but they are heated, cooled, and massaged. They do have some pretty good massage function, just like in a Lexus, like a Lexus LX, like the same massage functions here. Not particularly bolstered, but the seats are just, they're all right. But this interior color combination is pretty nice, very, very neutral. Got some accents here on the door panel too. This one should have the JBL sound system. Let me go ahead and step in. Now that deployable side step is definitely handy, but if you want to turn it off, you can simply just disable that. But I want auto, so when you open the door, it pops out for you. We've got the infotainment screen. We've got a little Capstone right there. That lights up at night, which is pretty cool. This is soft touch, matching accent along there. And then some... Now, like, is this actual wood? I think so. I think it was. But it feels almost kind of plastic-like. But you open it up, you've got your cup holders here, wireless phone charger, some storage down there. I do like the physical toggles. And I got really used to being able to quickly pull up the camera views because, again, this is a rather gigantic SUV, and I wanted to be able to see what I was potentially about to not run into, right? This is very similar to the Tundra here with the chunky shifter, and then you can go from 2 high, 4 low. You can change your drive modes, but the last one I was driving, the Tundra, was a TRD Pro, so there are a lot more fancy off-road functions here. Now we do have a rather large center console. You can slide this little tray out of the way right here if you want to put some money, spare change, or receipts or paperwork or something, and then this whole thing opens up for a pretty good amount of space. I got some napkins in here, my sunglasses, a little bit storage, little storage cubbies here and there. You can also put spare change in that. USB-C charging ports. So let's see, pull up the cameras right there. Ooh, oh wait, I need to close the door probably. There we go. I do not need that right now. I just want my cameras. What are you doing? No. Oh, because I'm in park. I always forget. All right, when you're in drive and you hit the cameras, you don't get the cinematic little pan around. Now you get actual useful 360 overhead view and all the different camera views. So there's a lot of them, right? We have the forward wheels, you have your backup camera, you've got trailer stuff if you're towing something. So definitely nifty here. Let's go to auto for the auto views. Otherwise, yeah, this shows the age a little bit. I have made it a rule in my life that if it's not USB-C, it's not in my life. Like devices, cables. So yeah, I don't even have the old style USB cables anymore, but you do have a USB-C charging port right there. So we got our climate toggles, heated cooled seats are pretty handy. We have this massive sunroof. Let me go ahead and open this up. So that is a nice feature of going to the top of the line. You can get on a limited, I think, but it does open up and slide back, so you get some nice natural light in and some air if you want some fresh air. Back there we've got the double captain's chairs with a little kind of center console, just a storage bin back there. Would make it easier to climb in. And yeah, second row captain's chairs, matching stuff, and then third row back there. But I think we should just go for a POV drive and wrap up some final thoughts on what this thing has been like to live with. This paint does look quite nice under the sun here. It's a really dark blue with a bit of purple to it and quite a bit of metallic flake. All right, so what has this been like to live with this week? Well, it's a bit of a tank, very solid, and I am now very familiar with the Sequoia Capstone because I drove it a lot this week to Chicago and back around Chicago suburbs over the weekend, had lots of activities. My friend's grad party went downtown. In terms of day-to-day efficiency, we're currently sitting at 19.2 mpg. I did see around 20 on one of the stints. Coming back last night, it was lower, but call it 20 mpg. That's what the rating is combined. I think it's just like 22 highway, 20 combined, somewhere in that range. So sounds about right. On a full tank of gas, we're getting about 300 to 320 miles indicated. And the caveat here is you do need to run it on premium because we have the TRD performance package. So it is expensive. When I told one of the Toyota PR reps that I was road tripping the Sequoia Capstone to Chicago and back over the weekend, he goes, "Whoa, you're going to spend a lot on gas." I'm like, yeah, I am planning for that. But these big SUVs are all pretty thirsty, and if you want to compare this to an Escalade V, this is a fuel sipper in comparison. Now, the price. This is $90,000. That's a lot of money. And all these top of the line ones, you look at Expedition Platinum, I mean Escalade, not Escalades, the top of the line, the Chevy Tahoes and stuff, like they're getting so expensive. And I struggle with it a little bit because now you're getting close to like entry-level actual SUV prices, right? You can go get an entry-level Escalade. You can start touching Lincoln Navigator prices. You're getting really close. Not quite there, but you're close because those are also pretty pricey. And there's another big problem. Jeep just really dropped the price on the Grand Wagoneer. They gave it a mild refresh, and that's going to be really compelling. I haven't driven the updated Grand Wagoneer yet, but I want to. But it's another one of these big body-on-frame SUVs, and I think the Americans do it a little better with the plush interior. The thing with this one, it just doesn't feel quite as luxurious. It doesn't feel quite as soft. More utility and high quality in terms of like durability of the materials touch point. Like, okay, fine, the leather does feel like leather-ish, but it's more like, okay, if I hit this with a pressure washer, it'll be okay. You're not supposed to do it on this one. It's not like a TRD model, but that's kind of the feeling that I get. We'll go this way. So it's not quite as soft and plush. It does check a lot of the boxes. We've got heated, cooled massage seats, a pretty good sound system, plenty of storage, like nice features in this. The infotainment works fine, just CarPlay pretty much running the entire time. Nothing super fancy over the top. Driver assistance tech is weak, and I feel like that's been a thing with Toyota, and actually, honestly, most of the Japanese brands overall compared to the American ones. You compare this to Blue Cruise or Super Cruise, it is eons behind. It's very rudimentary in terms of the lane keeping. It can do adaptive cruise control, but come on, right? So it doesn't have any sort of advanced driver assistance tech where some of the American options, Super Cruise and Blue Cruise, are very, very strong. Powertrain-wise, I like it. It's very torquey feeling. Off the line, you can feel that 583 pound-feet of torque figure with the electric motor boosting it up, and you get going. And with this TRD performance pack, you can hear the whoosh of the noises and the intakes under the hood. They actually make themselves heard, and it's fun. And it's strong. I mean, highway merging, passing power is very, very good. It does drive and feel very truck-like. The body on frame, solid axle, Toyota Tundra roots do transmit themselves very, very prominently through the entire vehicle experience. It does not have air suspension to try to mask any of that at all, right? So the help make it feel a little bit floatier. This one does not have air suspension. And I mean, 22-inch wheels are big, but not like unheard of anymore in the size segment. So it's okay where you feel the bumps, you feel the imperfections on the road, but it also is so solid in such a tank that I'm like, NBD, right? Chicago, Michigan potholes, whatever, just keep going. Cargo is a slight downsize back behind that third row just because of the hybrid packaging, so it's not going to be quite as cavernous. I don't think it's quite as long as some of the other ones in the segment, but passenger space-wise was pretty good. Plenty of places to store stuff. I did think the center console area was nice. I mean, the road tripping, we had snacks and beverages, and I had sunglasses and wallets and just stuff all over the interior. That was totally fine. You do get some little special touch points here and there, but I don't think the Capstone here is the value, and obviously it's the most expensive one. It's not the value sweet spot in the lineup for the Sequoia. Go down a trim or two, and you still get most of the nice things. And if you're really spending this, I personally think I would go up a tier to a full-out luxury SUV, even if it's a little bit more expensive. Regardless, this is a solid option if you don't want one of the American ones. Typically, Toyota has played off of their reputation of robustness, reliability, over-engineered aspects. Now, to be fair, this 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6 has some history. It's earlier ones, in the Tundra especially. I think they just expanded the recall recently. There were debris from the machining process in the engines, but I'm pretty sure I saw that was like 22 through 24, like earlier model year ones, not the later ones. I would hope they have fixed it, but that reputation is sticking a little bit, that this twin-turbo V6 has brought some headaches. Also, a hybrid powertrain brings a little bit more complexity, added components of the hybrid system there too. But Toyota's still a Toyota, right? Oh, look, a Jeep Grand Wagoneer. That's a new one going by. And there's an Expedition. Yeah, these big, around where I am, these suburbs, a lot of families here, these big SUVs are definitely popular. And Sequoia Capstone was a good road trip buddy, just very thirsty. Spent a lot on gas, premium fuel. Let's see, any other final thoughts? Nope, I think that wraps it up pretty well. I personally, in terms of just driving experience and fun and everything, I preferred the TRD Pro Tundra I drove. Again, that doesn't have a full third row. It's a pickup truck, different, but also feels very similar in certain ways. And TRD Pro with the tires and with the TRD Performance package, that thing was fun. I did enjoy it, and it was cheaper too. TRD Pro Tundra, I think it was like $83,000, and this one here at 90. Whew. That is indeed expensive, but what do you guys think? Sequoia Capstone, would you consider this over a Expedition, Tahoe Suburban, Nissan Armada, Grand Wagoneer? Am I missing anything? I think that's all of them. Honda doesn't have anything. Yep, that's it. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. Thanks for watching.